I don't know what happens. As soon as you hit record, you just go into like comedian status.
I don't know why.
All right, let's do this. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're a guitar player, especially one who plays in church or any context where you're expected to keep things more polite, you could say, you've probably been intimidated by the idea of using a fuzz pedal. I get it, fuzz has this reputation for being a bit chaotic, hard to control, or maybe even too aggressive for certain settings. But today, I want to show you how you can break through that barrier and make fuzz work for you, no matter what style you play or where you play it. This past weekend, my church hosted a creative conference and I got the privilege of attending a 3-hour masterclass with Stu G from Delirious and then Josh Scott from JHS Pedals, and it was awesome. So much great content, and I have to say that those guys are so kind and genuine. And something I came away with from this class was really the inspiration to dive into the use of fuzz. Now, Stu G had like 3 or 4 different fuzzes on his board and used them all for different purposes and really different things. And Josh went on to ask the room, who here is afraid of fuzz? And I have to say, half of the room raised their hand, and I'll admit I was one of them, which leads to why I'm making this video. So whether you're playing leads, you need a boost, or whether you just want to add some unique texture to your rhythm playing, I want to show you how you can incorporate fuzz into your sound. Now I'm going to be using the Browne Amplification T4 Fuzz, which is not only a fantastic pedal, but I think it's great for those like me who are afraid of really that spitty sound that some fuzzes provide. When most guitarists think of fuzz for solos, I don't know, maybe you picture something wild, unpredictable, maybe a bit too much for a church setting or a more controlled environment or performance. But here's the thing, fuzz, when used right, can actually add depth and character to your lead tone. Now the T4 gives you the ability to dial in that sound that's really thick and sustaining but not overwhelming. So you may be asking, how can I use this in my church gig? How can fuzz sound musical and not just messy? For a lead, you can start with a higher fuzz setting and get that, thick, creamy distortion, something that you'll let notes sustain and then cut through the mix. But with a few tweaks, you can also clean it up and really just make it much more controlled. So let's listen to the magic of the T4. Next up, let's talk about using fuzz as a boost. Now, a fuzz pedal doesn't have to be a one-way ticket to crazy town. The T4 has a ton of versatility, and one of the best things about it is that you can use it as a gentle boost to kick your sound up a notch. And here's the cool thing, using fuzz as a boost can add texture without overshadowing the rest of the mix. It gives your tone a more musical character. And you can dial back the fuzz to just add that little bit of grit, and it'll work great for even rhythm sections where you still need clarity, but you want a bit extra, I don't know, just something else to help you push through the performance. Now it's perfect anytime you want to take your clean tone up to the next level without having that full-on fuzz tone. All right, for the third and final way to use the T4 or any fuzz, let's get a little creative and explore how fuzz can be used for a rhythm, almost like a synth sound. Now I got this idea from Stu G where he said if he's in the studio and he wants to lay down a rhythm part that's more than just laying down a bunch of power chords, he'll add single notes and let them ring out over the chord changes, almost like an actual synth. Now by manipulating the fuzz and tone settings, you can get a synth-like sound that'll blend with the keys and bass and any other instrument in that modern worship or contemporary setting. The fuzz adds a kind of like harmonic richness that you don't get with a regular overdrive, and it gives a rhythm part almost like a futuristic atmospheric texture. So there you have it. Whether you're using a fuzz for a thick, sustaining solo lead tone, or a subtle boost to give your sound a little extra punch, or even to create some cool synth-like textures for your rhythm playing, fuzz is a ridiculously versatile tool that you should absolutely experiment with. Don't be afraid of it. So next time you're setting up your rig and you're wondering, is fuzz too much? Don't be afraid to take the leap. Try something new, experiment, take a risk, and get creative. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more gear reviews and playing tips. And until next time, keep on rocking, or fuzzing in this case. Fuzzing? I don't know. Remember, be the inspiration others need to create. Was that too cheesy?